All right, thanks. Hi, I'm Suzanne from TVMEG.com. How are you?
Hi, Suzanne. I'm doing great. How are you today?
Pretty good, pretty good. Congratulations on getting a second season already. That's pretty cool.
Thank you. Yeah. I'm kind of it's kind of mind blowing,
I
honestly.
bet.
The first season hasn't even dropped, and we've actually already shot season two. So we're in bizarro land
Really?
right now.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's even
Yeah.
better. Now you guys start working on season three.
Can you call Amazon right now? Let them know.
So, you worked on one of my favorite all-time shows, Burn Notice. Did that
Hey.
give you a good background for this series since there's a lot of action in both?
Yeah, I mean, I think I always call Bernard's my PhD in television writing and producing because I was there from a staff writer to an EP,
Wow.
and it had all the elements of a show that I love. And over 7 seasons, we got to do a lot of what I'm trying to do in Cross. I mean, we got to do mysteries sometimes real straight ahead thrillers. Sometimes it was a serialized storyline with a really, sadistic villain, and we also got to delve into a character that had to go on a journey and deal with
Right.
some very human flaws and challenges that are very relatable.
And you had some romance too, which I like.
That's right. That's right. Yep. It's funny because I think when you're talking about a television series and you want it to have legs, you got to have a hero that's relatable. You got to have antagonists that are worthy adversaries.
Mhm.
You got to have allies that are interesting. And in my book, those allies, you have to develop them enough that they should be the stars of their own shows.
Right,
And then you got to have a romance or a love story. And actually, season one across the love story is the friendship of
right.
Santa and Cross.
That's great. And what gave you the idea to turn the cross characters from the books into a TV series?
I was actually approached by Paramount Studios.
Oh,
Yeah, I was approached by them they asked if I wanted to do a TV adaptation, and my first question, because I know there's a legacy there, I had to ask myself, what can I do that would add to this legacy? There's already 30 plus books and 3 movies, and then it gave me an excuse to read the books because although I've been a crime junkie my whole life and been reading crime novels and spy novels and all the detective stuff since I was a kid, I hadn't actually gotten to the Alex Cross series.
oh,
So I'm reading it, and as I'm reading, I'm realizing there's things in the books that never made their way to screen. I think it's because, movies are limited in time.
yeah,
So it occurred to me the TV adaptation of Alex Cross might be the best way to tell this story because then I can give you a thriller with all the twists and turns that you're used to getting from an Alex Cross book. But then I also get to give you a deeper examination of a character. And if for me, even though I'll watch any crime show, the ones that I remember the most are the ones that I invested in the characters.
right. And that's what I love about TV over movies is that you do have character development and time to really get into all of that.
Yeah,
And if
me
you're
too.
lucky, they don't cancel it on you, so you get to watch it a lot longer than a
Exactly. And you get to know them and I love it. The other thing I love about TV, and I know I'm biased because I do TV, but when you're taught as a writer in a movie, like the characters have to arc. And I
Mhm.
love watching a good movie where it goes that full thing, but in real life we don't arc, we just learn to manage. And
That's true.
TV, you can't arc your characters. So that's what's happening. You see people just learning how to manage.
Do you think that the success of Bosch probably led them into wanting to do this series?
I definitely think that was part of it because they told me that was part of it.
Oh, okay.
But they also mentioned, there's a really good track record right now where you take some IP and develop it and even, like Jack Ryan and
Hmm.
Jack Reacher, and
Right,
both of those had received the movie treatment as well. But
right.
there's a version in TV that I think is fertile ground because you have more real estate and more landscape. And so Cross just fits within that mold.
Sure.
And we'd like to think that we're taking that baton and taking it to a higher level because that's the type of ambition we have. But honestly, I'm just happy to be mentioned in the same breath.
Right. And those I forgot about those two shows and they're both on Prime as well. So they definitely got that.
They figured it out.
So did you have a tough time casting Alex or was all this your first choice?
I had a surprisingly easy time casting Aldous, but the irony is I didn't think Aldous he was available.
Oh,
So I had actually developed pilot and I had a character description and I had put together a page that even had a visual reference and for our casting department and I put Aldous Hodge as the archetype.
Wow.
And I was under the I was under the impression he was not available and all of us were. And then about a month into the search as we're starting to figure out, well, who can we get Aldous Hodge type? And because I thought he had all the characteristics that would work for this character, we got word that he might be available, and his team got him the script. And then next thing I know, he wanted to meet, and so he was the first actor I met and the only actor I met. And when he got there, he came there thinking he was gonna have to convince me to let him play Alex Cross. And I'm sitting across from him thinking I need to convince this guy to take the part, and it turned out to be a match made in heaven.
That is awesome. That's almost like a exciting thriller right there.
I know, I know.
So, the series is not based on a particular cross novel, though, right?
No, no. I made a decision early on that I wanted to create an entirely new mystery. And I knew that was going to be difficult because, it'd be great if I could just grab a book and
Mhm.
use some of the foundation of that book as the spine for our series. But I wanted the flexibility of being able to craft a mystery that was able to incorporate themes and topics that were current.
Got
And
it.
I felt like if this series had a future, I would always want that sort of flexibility. So I decided to do that in season one. And now I approach all seasons as if they are their own book.
Mhm.
And season one is a book called Hero Complex, and season two is a book called Bitter Fruit. And it's been great. And I even talked to James Patterson about it before we, pulled the trigger on that decision. And I'm asking this guy who's got all these bestsellers, and I'm saying, hey, I want to do a different story. And he was actually very excited at that prospect. And he told me why it made so much sense. He said, you're doing something for the fans where you're giving them the characters in the world that they love and are familiar with, but you're giving them actually more material and a new story. And that's sort of a bonus.
Yeah, that's great. I watched the 8 episodes and I enjoyed it. So
Oh, good.
I'm looking forward to season two.
Oh, great. Well, I appreciate you watching them all, and I appreciate you
Oh
having
yeah,
me.
I love it. Yeah, no, it's great. I hope we see more exciting villains like the ones you had here and
Yeah,
every.
I think we
I
got a good
definitely
follow-up to
fan.
Fanboy. I think we got a good follow-up to Fanboy in season two.
Good, good, good.
Yeah.
That was a funny nickname. That fanboy. And it's become like a insult almost to a lot.
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what's so funny. Okay, well, thanks for talking to me, and we'll see you another time.